Very interesting. Another mark feature recorded by Burnett was ringworm. Burnett was of the opinion that ringworm commonly formed upon those who has inherited thysis. Very, 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 very important. What Burnett writes? Inherited thysis, very important. The base is the tubercular myxum. He thought it was a sign of approaching phthisis or approaching tuberculosis. That it was very common feature or those who have inherited phthisis, and he used Bacillum 200. He used it somewhat as a routine remedy on every children with ringworm. My God. He used it. હમણાં તો પૂરું માઇઝમ જ ટ્યુબરક્યુલમ છે. કોરોના આપણે હમણાં સોલ્વ કર્યું છે. We are into a tubercular stage, going into a syphilitic stage. So we need the use of tuberculum and bacillum like anything. Dear student, you have to have bacillum in your armamentarium or in your clinic. What he writes, right? Now we'll open Organon of Medicine, aphorism 282. Organon, what he has said. Hahnemann's Organon. So Hahnemann's Organon, aphorism 282. 282. If you have this Organon, you have, please open. Yeah. તમારી પાસે Organon છે ને બધા પાસે? Okay. Organon, we will read from page 252, footnote 282. Section 282 is entirely rewritten in 6th edition as follows. It would be a certain sign that the doses were altogether too large if during treatment, especially in chronic disease, the first dose should bring forth or so-called homeopathic aggravation, that is marked increase of the original morbid symptom first discovered, and in the same way every repeated dose. Page 247. However, modified somewhat by shaking before its administration. Now I don't know how to find this footnote, but I have in my book. The rule to commence the homeopathic treatment of chronic disease. Tamara ema hase. Che? Online people, please open in your mobile. Please, it is a request. I don't know how to operate in this. Footnote મળશે અહીંયા? Problem છે online વાળું. Footnote पता नहीं क्या है. मैं इसमें से read करता हूँ. A new footnote is added in the 6th edition as follows. The rule to commence the homeopathic treatment of chronic disease with the smallest possible dose and only gradually to augment them is subject to a notable exception in the treatment of 3 great myxum while they still efflorescence on the skin. That is recently erupted itch, the untouched chancre on the sexual organ, labia, mouth or lips, and so forth, and the fig warts. This not only tolerate but indeed require from very beginning large dose of their specific remedy of even higher and higher degrees of dynamization daily, possible every several times daily. આ મળ્યું બધાને? My God, what he has written. I love to read again. This not only tolerates but indeed required from very beginning large doses of their specific remedies of ever higher and higher degree of dynamization, daily possible also several times daily. Hahnemann write about treatment of skin disease. In this course be pursued, there is no danger to be feared, as in the case in the treatment of disease hidden within, that the excessive dose, while it extinguishes the disease initiated by certain uses, possibly produce a chronic medicinal disease. Now in the end, if you read, experience however teaches that the each plus its external manifestation as well as the canker together with inner vandalism can be cured by only by means of specific medicine taken internally. Just specific medicine taken internally. But the figward, if they have existed for some time without treatment, have need for the perfect cure, the external application of their specific medicine as well as their internal use at the same time. So if you are using thuja internally, give thuja externally. Samjhan padi? Oh, samjhan padi? Very important. This is how the Hahnemann has said, not I have said. This is written in the aphorism or footnote of 282 for the treatment of skin disease. Very, very important. Read 10,000 times. Read 1,000 times. મગજમાં અંદર ઘસી જશે. Believe me, it will work for you. Now I'll tell something about another book, O.A. Julian. So we'll open Julian. Julian New Remedies. First remedy I will like to share with you is Aristolochia clematis. See, in software, they have cut lot many things about the introduction. If you see the real book of Julian, no, he has given wonderful. આ બધું જ અડધું કાપી નાખ્યું છે. Translated from French, this book has resulted limited proving of over 100 remedies, many of them derived from modern pharmacological substances such as penicillin and sulfonamide. આપણે penicillin ની વાત કરતા હતા ને. We'll open penicillin and see what is written there. And it is the source of O.A. Julian. See what Julian writes. First, we'll read Aristolochia clematis. So we'll open Aristolochia. Okay. Aristolochia clematis. Yeah. So Aristolochia clematis. What Aristolochia means? Okay, we'll read the natural history. Aristolochia clematis of the Aristolochia family grows in southern Europe and South America. We'll see the plant of Aristolochia. Wonderful, you will see. Active principle is cell-matin. What is active principle of Aristolochia? It is cell-matin, which is identical to Aristolochia or serpentine, as well as non-purified aristolochic acid. Aristolochia acid cause menorrhagia, tends toward miscarriage. What Julian writes about Aristolochia, and has a toxic action on renal and hepatic parenchyma as well as intestinal mucous membrane. My God. Underline कर लेजो, लखी लेजो, बहुत important point है. The presence of aristolochic acid isolated from subterranean part of the plant must be emphasized here. Aristolochia acid in popular medicine is used as an emmenago in induced birth. Aristo means better, lochia means give birth. So it was used for better birth process. Birth process ma better hai. This was used as in olden times as a diuretic and against rheumatism. In high doses, it is emetic and cathartic. Finally, in South America, some aristolochia are used for word blindness. Okay. Now what he writes, virus attracted to female genital organ. So what is the affinity is female genital organ. Aggravation of symptom, all symptom before and after menses. My God. માસિક આવવાનું હોય અને આવ્યા પછી aggravation of all symptom. Underline કરી દો. Aristolochia is one of the drug. Ambulation of all symptoms during menses like lechesis. બરોબર છે? પર aggravation બી છે. Lechesis માં ambulation છે. See, aggravation is also there. Ambulation is also. Menses irregular in date, quantity or lateness. Matlab sepia-like. So lechesis like, sepia-like. Now we will see pulsatilla-like also. Joint pain improved by movement, right? Ruxtox. Better by movement, no? Ruxtox. Ambulation form elimination of secretion, aggravation form suppression. Comments. Above all, a female remedy, especially for tubercular condition. I go tubercular. તમને ખબર છે? Now we are seeing again spread of tuberculosis. Now tuberculosis is coming with corona and tuberculosis, pneumonia and tuberculosis, AIDS virus with tuberculosis. Now what he writes in the mind of Aristolochia, state of mental depression, sensation of solitude, fear for the future, rejects company like bismuth. Ambulation of depressed state by fresh air and menses. Fresh air, pulsatilla, extreme feeling of chill, psychosomatic complaint tending toward depression, especially in women who are going through menopause. Bracket ma sepia. So when sepia fails, when pulsatilla fails, when arnica fails, things of Aristolochia clematis. Source O.A. Julian. Premenstrual insomnia and agitation and congestion of pelvis. Congestive headache. Bracket ma belladonna lakhelu. See how he compares. A comparison jo aa manas. See, now very important, varicose eczema. Dear children, I have cured varicose eczema with Aristolochia clematis. Varicose eczema તમને 10 માંથી 5 પેશન્ટ આવશે ને આવશે. સર આનું કોઈ ઇલાજ છે? કહેવાનું હા છે. Aristolochia આપણા પાસે છે. Acrocyanosis. What is acrocyanosis? What is acrocyanosis? In young girls. And in niche lakhe burns. Also for external use in compression of liquid extract at 50% dilution, 1:50 in water. Isha, Google ma jo, what is acrocyanosis? Correct. See, blue is discouraged. It is wonderful drug for such kind of skin complaint. Aggravation, especially before menses, but also after B. Bev, પહેલા બી થાય છે અને પછી બી થાય છે. Ambulation during menses from fresh air and from movement. See, potency 3x to 30. During symptomatological experiment in 5x, which produced the most symptom. 5x has produced most of the symptom. Clinically for amenorrhea and hypoamenorrhea. Oh my God. Amenorrhea and hypoamenorrhea. It is 3x, which seems to be most active. Bracket ma Julian. A Julian nu pote understanding che clinical understanding given by O.A. Julian. Cystalgia and dysmenorrhea require 6x or 12x. કોઈ દિવસ યુઝ જ નથી કરતા આપણે કરીએ છીએ નથી એટલે આપણે રિઝલ્ટ મળતા જ નથી પેશન્ટ આવીને જતા રહે આ હોમિયોપેથિક હાવ બેકાર છે યાર કશું કામ તો કરતા જ નથી ખાલી પૈસા લે કરે because we have not read our materia medica unfortunately it is written 1947 ને આટલી જૂની બુક્સ છે વાંચવાની તસદીજ કોઈ લીધી નથી અત્યાર સુધી nobody has read really I can tell you we are missing out such gem of materia medica menopause complaint responds better to high potency શું લખેલું છે menopause complaints respond better to high potency એમાં low potency નહીં કામ કરે potency નું knowledge આપે છે કોણ આપે છે આજે કોઈ નથી આપતું ભાઈ આટલા વર્ષો થયા તમને મહેનત કરવી પડે છે ભાઈ નથી મળતું અહીંયા મફત કઈ નથી પૈસા ભરવા પડે 1500 2000 ત્યાં રહેવાના કેટલી બધી માથાકૂટ છે પૂના જઈ મુંબઈ જઈને આવો ખબર પડે તમને one seminar costing about 3000 4000 5000 you have to stay there કેટલી માથાકૂટ છે પછી રિલેશનશિપમાં શું લખે છે Pulsatilla close therapeutic relation acting on the same type of patient. Calendula, which is excellent healing plant. Rust stocks also shows ambulation for movement. See, rust stocks also. કોઈ દિવસ આપણે વિચારતા નથી Aristolochia clematis. Now I'll tell you very interesting part of another very interesting remedy. Now we'll go to Julian new remedies will open very interesting remedy. Do you know which is the remedy for baldness in woman? Baldness male માં તો હોય છે woman માં કોણ કહેશે online offline online offline કેટલી ત્રાસ છે ને online offline offline online માં ટાઈમ જતા રહે છે આપણે
Yustilago.
online Ustilago, very good. Any other suggestion? You should also remember hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. Hypothalamus from Julian. What he writes of hypothalamus. Mother tincture is prepared from hypothalamus of the ox. क्या प्रिपरेशन છે ox na hypothalamus Felthori is prepared from Felthori online Felthori
Goal of ox.
Gallbladder
of
Ox.
પાછું જોઈ લેજો Felthori નું preparation. There are approximately 15 hypothalamic nuclei, including supraoptical and paraventricular nucleus. These nucleus are made up of specialized nervous cell called neurosecretory cells, which contains voluminous vesicles. Right? હવે આગળ વધીએ. The use of hypothalamus in homeotherapeutic is clinical in nature. There is no honeyman improving. કેમ કે આપણે સાથ સરકાર આપ્યું જ નથી કોઈને કોઈ કરતું બી હોય એને સપોર્ટ કરતું જ નથી આપણે તો ક્યાંથી પ્રૂવિંગ આવશે There were 100 years of homeopathy. Nothing was done for homeopathy. Nothing was done. unfortunately. Even in America and many other countries also, in our India also, there was no support. What he writes in generalities, hypothalamus is a remedy suited for phosphoric and fluoric types rather than carbonic types. So carbonic types are those which are sluggish. It would seem, in fact, the two constitutions have hypothalamic tropism, which is more accentuated than in the carbonic constitution. Hypothalamus, from point of view of temperament, is a remedy for lymphatic, nervous, and bilious constitution. Lymphatic, nervous, and bilious constitution. On the other hand, it can be used for toxic diathesis, sorosyphilitic, tubercular, cancerous. See, cancerous. We must specify, however, that hypothalamus is a remedy specially suited to tubercular disposition. Aristolochia में आવું લખ્યું, hypothalamus में આવું જ લખ્યું. See, tubercular constitution, physiological and nervous instability, congested vein, disorder of appetite, and water metabolism. Depressive condition linked to psychological or physical stress of a gentle nature, likely extremely sensitive. Cries about trifles, alternating smile and tears, easily discouraged. Sexual deviation, homosexuality, lack of ability to take decision. મને કયું ડ્રેસ લેવું એ મારી મમ્મી મદદ કરે છે. હું પોતે ડિસિઝન નથી લેતી. આ ડ્રેસ ગમે છે મમ્મી, આ ડ્રેસ ગમે છે મમ્મી. આખો દિવસ મમ્મી મમ્મી. I've seen such cases where the girl is totally dependent on the mother and mother is everything for her. That comes from the row 2 and 3, no? Dependence. 2, totally dependence on mother, and 3, love, care, and nurture. An ailment from death of the mother is aurum neonatal. I can show you in complete repertory where I have recently almost given to many of such cases. આપણા અમદાવાદનું કેસ તે જોયું હોય તો bicornate uterus હતું એને. Female વાંચવા જેવું છે. See, menstrual irregular, sometime too short, sometime too long. અલગ જો તમારે menses ગાયનિક ડોક્ટર બનવું હોય તો તમને જુલિયનની મદદ જોઈશે. Menses copious bleeding, ambulation by decubitus position. You know what is decubitus? Good. Amenorrhea after physical or psychological stress. શું લખેલું છે? Amenorrhea after physical or psychological stress. Exam આવવાની હોય ત્યારે માસિક આવવાનું બંધ થઈ જાય. ખબર નહીં કેમ શું થાય છે મારા, કશું આવવાનું જ બંધ થઈ જાય. Menstrual blood very dark, congeals easily, blood clots, white discharge, aggravation during ovulation. Very important. White discharge, aggravation. હવે જો, હવે શું સ્કિનમાં શું લખે છે? Attacks of acne during puberty, large pimples, purplish in color with itching, aggravated by scratching, small varicosity, very noticeable, violet in color. કેટલા કેसेस હોય છે હમણાં? બહુ જ કેसेस હોય છે આવા. હવે શું લે? baldness in woman. બરોબર? બરોબર? Say yes online. Online में तो कोई आवाज नहीं.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Baldness in woman with thinning of the hairs at the hairline. My God, how bullshit people we are. We are not reading our Materia Medica. કેટલા પેશન્ટ છે baldness ના? બહુ જ પેશન્ટ છે બેન. Hell number of cases because they are not coming. Why no? We are not proving them that we are able to cure. That's why they are not coming to us. યાદ રાખજો. ભીડથી ત્યાં કેમ થાય છે? કેમ કે એને ખબર છે ત્યાં મટી જશે. આ હોમિયોપેથિક પાસે કશું થવાનું નહીં યાર. જવા દો ને. લઠ્ઠા લેવાના છે ખોટા, પૈસા લઈ લે. This is the real story what patient talks about us. till today. Jago bhai jago. We have to read your Materia Medica at any cost. We are missing out with such kind of things. Now things are changing. बदलाव હવે. સલ્ફર ફોસ્ફરસ થી બી અલગ વિચારો આપણે. સલ્ફર ફોસ્ફરસ નેટ્રમ મ્યુર આ જ નથી હોતું, બીજું બહુ બધી દુનિયા છે. ખાલી મુંબઈ કલકત્તા ને એ બધું નથી, બધું ઘણું બધું છે બેન. Think out of the box. Think something different from others, then you will be a successful person on this earth. रोहित शेट्टी का नाम सुना है क्या? रोहित शेट्टी का एक इंटरव्यू सुना था. One person asked Rohit Shetty, what is the secret of success? What he said, no, think out of the box. You have to think out of the box. If you don't think out of the box, you will be out of the box. Community out, lat mari dese, kick on ash. Assholes. We are useless fellows. If we don't use such kind of remedies, you should use. Then you will see the result. You give, you will get definitely result. Confidence તમારું 100% fast થઈ જશે. તમે આ દવા લો, તમને રિઝલ્ટ મળશે. અને આગળ શું લખે? nail breaks and have white spot. બાજુમાં લખી લો સેપિયા, સિલિકા, nitric acid have white spot on nail. Even hypothalamus. એટલે hypothalamus તમારી એક દવા દિમાગમાં હોવી જોઈએ. Aggravation from cold. Direction right. See via rectum લખેલું છે. 4C to 9C. So, orally is 9 to 30. The closest remedy is pulsatilla. If in repertorization, if you are getting pulsatilla, then think it is not pulsatilla. સમજણ માં આયા? Are you getting? જે કેસમાં તમને લાગે આ pulsatilla છે, તો it is not pulsatilla, not pulsatilla. Think something other than pulsatilla in repertorization. If you should read your Materia Medica, there is something other than pulsatilla. Two remedies I have specified. First is Aristolochia, second is hypothalamus. There are many medicines, which look like pulsatilla, but not pulsatilla. But આપણે pulsatilla, આપો, બિચારી pulsatilla નથી તો ના તું તો pulsatilla જ છે. હોટલમાં મંચુરિયન ઓર્ડર કરીએ તો આપણે પાઉંભાજી જ આપીએ. એટલે ભાઈ પાઉંભાજી નથી ખાવી, ના અમારા પાસે તો આ છે, પાઉંભાજી જ ખાઓ. આવી હાલત છે આપણા હોમિયોપેથી. What we know in the Materia Medica, we put into the patient. We should put patient into our remedy. The reverse. યાદ રાખજો, આપણે જે ખબર હોય એ ધાડ નહીં કરવાનું. This is with all homeopaths, including me also. Charity begins at home, or charity begins from the self. Improve yourself. We have lost 20 years now. Dear student, why I am doing this seminar? To enlighten you to see something different. Because Materia Medica gives a different viewpoint. It is a tangential view or perpendicular view to see something different. It is written. Whether you apply or not is a different thing. એપ્લિકેશન તમને ના કરતા હોય કઈ વાંધો નહીં, પણ એટલું દિમાગમાં તો હોવું જોઈએ ને કે આવી દવા આવે છે. આટલું દિમાગમાં થઈ જાય ને બેન, યુ આર મોસ્ટ સક્સેસફુલ પર્સન. એ ખાલી આ પલ્સિટિલા નથી, બીજી દવાઓ બી હોય છે. There exists some else remedy also. અને ક્લિનિકલ જે નીચે લખે છે ને, વન્ડરફુલી આ તમે સ્ક્રીનશોટ લઈ લો, એટલી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ વસ્તુ છે. Closest remedy is pulsatilla. Unlike pulsatilla, hypothalamus is aggravated by the cold because pulsatilla is hot. Emulation by the heat, which is reverse of pulsatilla. So where the pulsatilla different from hypothalamus? On the thermal part, hot and chilly part. પછી clinically શું લખે છે? Temperature fluctuation, appetite disorder, mental anorexia, stamp appetite, amenorrhea, dysmenorrhea, insomnia, hypersomnia, કમ્પ્લેન્ટ્સ ઓફ વોટર મેટર વિથ વોટર રિટેન્શન એન્ડ ઓબેડી. સવારે હું ઉઠું છું તો મારું શરીર આખું ફૂલી જાય છે. જે જૂના ડ્રેસ છે મને આવતા નથી. હું સિલાઈ ખોલવા ઘડી ઘડી ટેલર પાસે જાઉં છું. ટેલર કંટાળીને મારો જ ડ્રેસ મારા ઉપર મોઢા ઉપર મારે છે. મારે શું કરવું? હાઇપોથેલેમસ આપી દઉં. સમજ્યા? તમે આ સિચ્યુએશન નહીં જોઈ છે, મેં રોજ જોઈ. હર વખતે આ સ્ટીચ ખોલવું પડે છે. અહીંયાથી બ્લાઉઝ છે ને બધા ટાઈટ આવે છે. ખબર નહીં શું થાય. ડોક્ટર છે, તમારી પાસે કોઈ દવા છે કે નહીં? આવ ડોક્ટર બની ગયા તમે. તમારી પાસે કોઈ દવા જ નહીં. અમે ફૂલતા જ જઈએ છીએ દડામાં. તમારી દવામાં એવું છે કે ફૂલી જવાય એવું? હા, પીપલ વિલ આસ્ક, તમે સ્ટીરોઇડ યુઝ કરો છો? બોલો. સ્ટીરોઇડ ની ખબર બી ન હોય તો એ લોકોને બધું નોલેજ હોય સ્ટીરોઇડ નું બધું. I don't know where the steroid things have come. Why we should use steroid? We have wonderful Matra Medica with us because we are not using our Matra Medica. Dear student, why they are having doubts, suspicion like snakes? Because we are seeing many snakes in Vadodara. Vadodara is full of snakes. Believe me, there are many crocodiles, no? Reptilia, no? How Vadodara is famous for two things, crocodile and biju, Vardnu Jad, Vadodara. Think about this Vardnu Jad. Vardnu Jad is superb remedy for piles. Which is the remedy? Online. Remedy for Vard Jad. Online.
Ficus religiosa.
Ficus religiosa. Wonderful remedy for piles. हमने तुमने बताई सको, but we'll change the topic. Superb it is. Bronchial asthma, baldness during the menopause. देखा? During the menopause, very important. Inflammation of skin beneath the nails. Oh my God, कितना patient है. Tucrum marum, inflammation under the nails. Myristica sebifera. Tucrum is one of the greatest remedy. Papular and pustular skin disease. Hypothalamus is the remedy. Now I'll show you one very interesting remedy, Aqua Marina. Aqua Marina. Aqua Marina, which is being proved by our Indian homeopath. Do you know the name of Indian homeopath who proved Aqua Marina is P. Sankaran. Sankaran sir, father of Sankaran, P. Sankaran. Sankaran sir to खबर है बधाने. Thank you. So natural history, Quinton's plasma, sea water drawn from the coast of Dipe in sterilized container. The proving was carried out in 1962 and 63 by Sankaran of Mumbai with a double bind on 6 blowers with 2 control using 30C for 2 weeks and recording symptoms for 1 month. There is older symptomatological established by Wesselhort in 1871 and described by Allen and by Clark. So Clark and Allen has also mentioned Aqua Marina. नामे नहीं सांभळ्यो है ने घणा तो सवाल ज नथी. Very interesting remedy. Please use in your practice. What he writes in the general: slowness, torpor, general apathy, feeling of well-being or depression, anxious unrest. Keynote: subject anxious, feverish state with fetid sweating and head pains, thoracic pain and back pain, cough with watery or mucus putin, tasting of rust, general and genital weakness despite arousal of desire, vesicular rest. We'll read the mind symptom, which is also very interesting. Impression of being spied upon. Mane koi spy kare chhe bhai. There was one case I remember of a lady where she told me, my husband always spies on me, no? હું ક્યાં જાઉં છું, બપોરે કોના સાથે જાઉં છું, પાછળ જ આવે, જોવે. નાના પાટેકરનું એક હતું ને, I don't remember one film of Nana Patekar where the person becomes so suspicious like Hyosamus. Hyos, okay? Feels tormented, absent-minded, agitated, fatigue in the morning, feverish at 10 a.m. intellectual concentration difficult, tormented by lewd thoughts and fear of madness, find salvation in religion like lilium ticlinum. હવે મારો એક જ સારો છે, મારો પ્રભુ શંકર ભગવાન, કૃષ્ણ ભગવાન, એટલે રોજ ઓમ ભૂર્ભુવસ્વ તત્સવિતુર્વરેણ્યમ ઓમ ભૂર્ભુવસ્વ પૂજા પાઠ. No, there is one rubric also, no? Traditional prejudice traditional. Aversion to bathing like sulfur. Anxiety aggravated by talking, walking in company, by ice drink, by perspiration. Anxiety improved between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. Alcoholic polyneuritis with mental troubles. Occipital headache like petroleum, like gelsemium, by like juglendrixia, a lot of occipital headache with gallstone, juglendrixia. नाम सुना है? Juglendrixia. Vertigo, buzzing in ears, visual and psychosomatic complaints. Hypersecretion from thyroid, Julian. See, hypersecretion from the thyroid. Addiction disease, and last is hypoglycemia. Which is the drug to improve hypoglycemia? First drug is Viscum album. Second is Naja as a constitution. Third is Allium sativa. Endocrine ma overactive thyroid, emaciation, perspiration, trembling. Skin, itching of toes, inner side of thighs and bends of the arms and legs, vesicular rashes on the face, cheeks and chin. Acrocyanosis, પાછું acrocyanosis આવ્યું, જોયું? કેમાં જોયું તો acrocyanosis? Hypothalamus. Now it is also there in AQUA MARINA. Aggravation from movement, pressure and heat, aversion to bathing like sulfur and antim crude. Antim crude ના હે ને તો એ ધ્રુજે, એના દાંત. Really, a patient has said, and I am talking to you. પાણી જેવું નાખે ને દાંત કપડે. Natremute, see relationship. If you see relationship, what is written? Natremute depressed with headache, aggravated by heat and exercise. Pulsatilla, changing seam, thick mucus secretion, sigh, emotive, weeps at sightless stings. Tuberculum, loss of strength, emaciation, erratic pain, headache, swollen tonsils, sensitive to cold. So these three drugs, if you are confused, think about AQUA MARINA, Natremute, Pulsatilla and tuberculum. આ ત્રણ ડ્રગ તમારી રેપેટ્રાઇઝેશનમાં આવતી હોય, think about AQUA MARINA.